I have been really critical of the fact that the New England Patriots need to add playmakers this offseason. Instead, they've already subtracted one by releasing Stephon Diggs, likely due to some legal troubles. But they did take a step in the right direction by adding Romeo Doubs today. And based on some of the reports, which have been mixed, it sounds like it's going to end up being a 4-year deal, paying about $17 to $20 million per year. New England gets a playmaker for Drake May, which is absolutely needed considering the fact that their schedule is going to be a lot tougher this season than what it was last year. And honestly, I love this fit in New England, and I really didn't think that Romeo Doubs to New England was going to be something that happened, but as soon as I saw the announcement, I got pretty excited for it because I think Romeo Doubs is going to be a really solid fit for Drake May and is really going to help him continue to grow. Now, I will say that New England still needs a playmaker. They need a number one legitimate outside threat. And I don't know how they're going to get that, but they're going to have to do their best to try and add another youthful piece to this offense. But what does adding Romeo Doubs do to the players around him? Well, first and foremost, it's going to be a great help for Drake May. They are going to be facing a schedule that is way tougher than what they had to face last season. And I know Drake May was an MVP candidate, finishing second by a vote to Matthew Stafford, but he needs weapons around him going up against a strength of schedule that is going to be much more difficult. And based on the way him and his offensive line played in the playoffs at times, he needs as much help as he can get. I had Drake May sliding down to more of a low-end quarterback one this season. Really anywhere from like 7 to 10 is where I could see Drake May being. With the signing of Romeo Doubs, I am willing to keep him right there. If they add another pass-catching weapon, then we'll talk a little bit more about how much higher Drake May could end up going. And honestly, I don't think Romeo Doubs is a major hit to any of the other pass catchers right now. Hunter Henry's inconsistent. Kayshon Boutte is inconsistent. Hunter Henry is going to have a game every 4 weeks, every 5 weeks, where he pops off. He's the number one tight end. He scores a touchdown, and then he's just going to disappear for 4 or 5 straight weeks. It's just the way Hunter Henry has been since he arrived in New England. Those inconsistencies are not going to get better this season, and with Romeo Doubs there, it's only going to be about what we saw last season, probably at best. For Kayshon Boutte, the name of the game with him is going to be touchdowns. I think you're going to see him have some bigger plays here or there, but it's his ability to score the touchdowns in the red zone that are really going to make him fantasy viable, and that's not something I'm really worried about Romeo Doubs making that big of an impact on. And Romeo Doubs' situation is getting much better in my opinion. I think this is a guy that could find himself as a wide receiver 2 throughout the season, probably a flex option at worst. He goes from a crowded wide receiver core in Green Bay to probably being, as of right now, the main option for the New England Patriots in Drake May. But as of the way things stand right now, drafting Romeo Doubs as your wide receiver 4 on your team may not be the worst move that you could make in fantasy football this coming season. Is that where his ADP will be? Well, there's still a lot more that we have to figure out throughout the rest of the year. But as of right now, I love this move for New England from Romeo Doubs for Drake May. And honestly, it doesn't really hurt any of the other players around him. So this is kind of a win-win scenario. But of course, I want to hear the pulse of the nation. What do you think about this deal? Do you like Romeo Doubs in New England? Do you think it doesn't matter? Let me know down in the comments below. And more importantly, make sure you stay safe and healthy. And you should probably hit that notification button because we've got a lot of news happening over the rest of the week, and you're going to want to be tuned in as soon as we have something to say about it. I'll catch you all in the next episode of the Fantasy Headliners.
Analytics, off the chain, all the channels, not the same. Jake and Kyle